All right. Hi, I'm Eric Thone. I am the Director of Youth and Family Ministries at People of Faith, and you are?
Mimi Tweel.
Mimi Tweel. Okay. Why don't you start? Tell me about your kids.
I have 3 boys.
Okay.
One is in grade school, and then I have 2 that are at Lighthouse. I have Xander, who is 3, and he's in Miss Heather's class, and I have Malik, who has just turned 5, and he's in Miss Maribel's class.
All right. And how long have they been coming to the Lighthouse?
Well, Malik has been coming here. Malik's been coming here since he started with Miss Heather. Well, I guess like 2 years. They're going on 2 years.
Okay.
This will be their 3rd year. 2.5. They started midway through.
All right. You mentioned the teachers. What's your experience been? Over 2.5 years, you would have had a few between the kids. So what has your experience been with the teachers here at the Lighthouse?
Teachers are they love the kids. They're fabulous with the kids. Miss Heather is like the most wonderful teacher on the face of the planet, has put up with drama from my children. She's great. We had Miss Sarah originally, who unfortunately she had to move because of family problems, but she was like, it was like a nice step by step, because we had with the little ones, they were with Miss Sarah, and she was just so warm and fuzzy, and then Miss Heather was a little stricter with them, and then by the time Malik got to Miss Maribel, she's a lot more strict than Miss Sarah was, but she's just a little step up from Miss Heather, so it's like a nice transition
for them.
Very good for them.
All right. Anything else you'd like to say? Just, what's the rest of your experience? What jumps out?
What jumps out to me is, and the reason we've stayed here, is because my oldest son was in a private school that we paid a lot of money to go to, and he went there through pre-K3, pre-K4, and kindergarten. And we ended up pulling him out because when I started Malik at this school, I was actually frightened by how little my oldest had learned at the preschool he was, comparably speaking. It was actually frightening.
So you do feel like they're learning things here as well?
Absolutely. Like, his class was more like, let's glue a bunch of stuff to paper. Whereas, he couldn't write his name after pre-K. He couldn't read small words. Like, Malik's already starting to read, and he likes to read, and he's excited about it. Whereas Elias, we had to, really kind of do a lot of outside work to get him caught up when we switched to public school. So...
Well, learning, that's a good sign for a school, I guess.
Yeah.
How about the facilities? Anything you'd want to say on that?
They're always clean, and the people always, are very nice and look good, and,
Security?
I've never had any problems with any kind of security stuff here.
Okay. Well, what about, have you run into any concerns or just any issues that have come up over the years?
Honestly, the only concerns I've ever had have dealt with other parents.
Okay, well, let's go with that. In cases like that, how have they been resolved? How has the Lighthouse been?
In the situations that I was involved with, the parent that was in question was just that their child was doing things they shouldn't have been doing to other children, and it was kind of kept on the quiet side of who it was, and when it did come out, it wasn't anybody here telling me, it was me witnessing it myself and my son being able to tell me who it was, and they tried to deal with it, but the parent ended up leaving on their own. Like, the school was willing to work with them, but the parent didn't want to hear that their kid was doing anything wrong, so that's really the only issues I've ever had.
Okay. Well, anything else that you would say to someone who might be looking at the Lighthouse as a potential place to bring their children?
I have told numerous families, like, my experience with the private school system and the difference between coming here, and I think I've gotten two referral credits from people sending people here, because I would tell people that you will get a better education here. I like that the food is included, that you don't have to worry about packing lunches, and I think that they do a lot of stuff with the kids that is, like a lot of fun for them, so.
You brought it up. How's the food?
My kids don't eat anything anyway, so I don't know. The food to me, it smells good when I come in. I know that there's sausage biscuit morning is a big hit. That I know.
Sausage biscuit morning.
Sloppy Joe's not such a big hit with mine, but I don't know how they are with them.
I'm personally a very big fan of Sloppy Joe's.
I love Sloppy Joe's, but I don't think the kids do.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But, that's my kids, though. My kids don't eat anything. So, from looking at the food, it looks good.
Did you, between the private school and here, did you check out any other places?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I checked out a lot of different places, and the main reason why I started looking here was because we live right up the road, and it was convenient, it was close to the house. But I checked out other places that were cheaper, and I checked out some that were more expensive, and I looked into a lot of them, and I really was. I mean, I've heard mixed reviews on other places, and I've had friends that have gone to some of the local schools, and like, the first problem their kids has, they're calling them up and kicking the kid out. And like I said, my youngest son has had his issues, but they've worked with him, which has been a big relief to me.
Well, last chance. Anything else you'd want to say?
I don't think so.
Well, in that case, I just want to thank you, one, for giving us a little bit of your time and
problem.
sharing your experience with us and with anyone else who might be looking, but also just for continuing to bring your kids. Personally, I'll say I've only been here for a few months, but just spending time with all the kids here at the Lighthouse has been a real blessing for me. So I really, it is. It's a lot of fun, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much for continuing to come.
No problem.